Hey guys, you're tuned into the Don't Tell Your Wife podcast. I'm Ziggy.
I'm Uno.
And we
are hungover.
Well, one of us is. But considering that it's Cinco de Mayo,
bam!
We're going to take a little tequila shot.
Oh, shit. This is my favorite part. Okay.
Uno didn't bring the lime and the salt, though.
Okay, honestly, you, I'm sure, have put much worser things in your mouth with no tequila and lime. I mean lime and salt. Okay?
No comment.
Okay. Also, I don't know what type of night I had because this shit's in my bag.
I have one of those, too. Inside my purse.
I don't know if I should touch it. Like, might be some residue on that. Just kidding. All right.
Make it rain on a bitch. Oh, shit.
I brought 3
I'll
shot
take
glasses.
the little sombrero person.
The little, you mean the biggest shot glass with the booty on it. Matt,
but
you want the Jamaica one?
I'll take the Jamaica one.
I'll take the Peri.
Look at that. Look back at it.
Yes,
Don't fill it. Yeah.
It's a cheap tequila, I know, but it's sometimes you just have to accept what's in the trunk of your car. And like, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
Can we get like a number to AA or something?
Like it. Listen,
some people. A warm cider about 5 minutes ago. I got a warm cider.
She just pops open her trunk and she has a whole fucking bar lined
up. No, but if you ask people,
that'll be sick.
We'll like jump back into the episode, but just so you guys don't think like I'm crazy, or you're gonna think I'm crazy. But I actually used to run a very successful dial bottle. I'm not joking.
A what?
A dial bottle. It was very after hours.
Oh really?
Liquor service, completely illegal, but I used to make a lot of money, and so like me having alcohol in my trunk is not weird.
So what happened to that?
It just got too much. I was getting phone calls at like 3-4 a.m.
Let's do it up again.
Really?
Me and you.
I'm down. You can run it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's pour these shots, have a shot, and get into our topic. Ziggy, let's tell the people what our topic is.
Okay, so today, the name of our episode is, the title of our episode is called Why You Crying? So the title is basically self-explanatory.
But tell them what you wanted it to be.
So I wanted to be, why cry if you're going to suck his dick later? But Uno thought that was a bit too harsh.
We didn't want to hurt feelings, you know?
So we changed it to why you crying. And basically the topics that we're going to discuss today is going to be a quote.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
Just serving shots, you know.
Yeah. Ugh! Ay, Juana.
We'll take the shot and we'll talk about...
Yeah, we'll dive into what the topics will be. But let's take the shot.
Oh, I don't know why I'm breathing like this.
Yo, get that water ready. I'm going to chase down this tequila with Perrier water.
Oh, you're so annoying.
It has lime. At least she brought some type of lime. She had one job.
Annoying. Here's to one of my favorite holidays.
Cinco de Mayo. Para arriba, al centro. Gross.
Actually, not that bad. Well, everybody else's faces show pain, but...
Gross.
No pain, no game. That's how I look at it.
Ew.
YOLO.
Okay,
let's get into this.
So, we're going to discuss the following quote. A man will only treat you the way you allow him to treat you.
Which you say on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Like, we have many conversations, and this always comes up. Ziggy will literally just, like, stop dead ass and be like, he's only going to treat you how you allow him to treat you. This is your thing, right?
Yeah, this is something that I live by. And this is not me bashing my females that may be in some of the scenarios that we bring up on this topic. We've all been that girl. We've all put up with a nigga that was a fucking waste.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when we're crying, we tell our girls, no, we're done. And then he calls us at 3 a.m. and we're there.
Yo, that is the best, right? No, like, I'm like, no, done. No, done.
Like, I'm done.
But every time a bitch says goes through the dramatic done, you're like, bitch, you're not done.
Yeah.
When a bitch is really done, she doesn't say she's done. It's just like,
And like there was funny that you bring that up because there was a picture that was circulating around Instagram for a while, and I had two pictures. It had like a picture of like a guy's clothes thrown all over the lawn, and then another one where the girl folded up the guy's clothes nicely, put them out of the door. Like
she's the one that's done.
She's the one who's done. He's like the other one, like it would just throwing everything hysterical, but the other one actually took her time. It's like, nah, my nigga, you out today. I'ma fold your shit, so there's no excuses. So I got everything, so you have no excuse. Talking about, yo, I left my one sock there. Can I come get it? Like, bitch.
I even put the Bounty fabric softener in there for you.
Exactly. So,
not to be too personal, but I know the past few months, Ziggy has said, I'm done a few times, but she was never done. But then she had the folding clothes scenario, and I'm like, yo, this bitch is done.
Yeah. And it's true, and that's why I'm going into this topic, and I'm stating it from now. Like, it's not attacking anybody, but I feel like moving into 2019, us as women, if we don't hold our bitches accountable, like our bitches meaning as friends or women per se, in general.
Not like biatch.
Yeah.
Like bitch.
It's just, it gets tiresome. Like, I constantly hear like women bashing men, like and I do it too, like joking around, like todos los hombres son perros. Like I always say, all guys are dogs, but which is semi-true. But what I'm trying to get at is like oftentimes when we find that our girls are hurt, we automatically attack the guy, and it's automatically, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that, but then she's putting up with him. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're enabling your man's behavior. So this is what we're gonna dive into right now. We're gonna dive into holding our girls, our queens, our women accountable and putting you in check and showing you, yo, you know what, ma? If you stopped entertaining the fuckery, he'll stop giving out the fuckery.
I'm going to be like your hungover side woman today. I don't even know if I could keep up to this pace right now. I was like, do.
So diving into it, like we're opening up the dialogue with how do we as women enable our men's behaviors, treatment, and attitudes towards us? So I'll start off. It's like what I just finished saying. If your man cheats, if your man puts his hands on you, if your man mistreats you, if your man verbally abuses you, if your man doesn't lack TLC, giving you TLC, if he doesn't treat you and love you the way you want to be treated and loved, and then you decide to open up your legs still to him, get pregnant a couple more times from him, and then 9 years or 12 years pass, you're looking at your life, you're like, yo, now I decided that I'm not happy. Like, you can't do that to a nigga. You can't hold him down for 12 years on his fuck shit and then be like, you know what, I've had enough now. After 12 years, you're going to demand a man to change all of that. The shit that you've been putting up for 12 long, hard years.
Is this a specific scenario?
No, I'm just saying.
12 is the number.
Yeah, I'm just saying 12, 5, 3,
yeah.
Whatever the case may be. But like what kills me is that women... What I found, and I found it in my own circle, I've observed it in circles that I've been around or that I've been exposed to. It's like, yo, you can't tell him for like 3 or anything that's past a month, okay, or like, let's say a year. Let's be realistic. You can't put up with a man's fuck shit for a year and then, or onwards, 5, 6, 12 years, and then all of a sudden decide one day you wake up and be like, you know what, I don't want to be treated like this no more, so you got to change all that shit. The nigga's going to look at you and be like, bitch, where's this all coming from?
So, in a perfect world, as soon as you pick up on patterns that are disrespectful to you, you just gotta go. You gotta get out.
You gotta get out. Yeah. It's a red flag. That's life. That's the universe showing you, yo, this is a red flag. And like, there's Eartha Kitt, right? She was doing an interview with somebody, and I love this interview from her. And the guy's like, so you don't think that when a man comes into your life, you have to compromise? She's like, compromise for what? A man comes into my life, and I have to compromise. And like, I always tell my girl, like, me and my girl always get in, like, talk about certain situations, obviously, because men is a huge part of a single bitch's life. And like, I tell her, I'm like, yo, the way that you want to be treated and the way that I want to be loved is not up for compromise. If it's up here, if my expectations up here, and you can't jump, nigga, you better learn how to dunk. I don't know, get a trampoline. I don't know, like, get a ladder. You gotta, yeah, exactly. You gotta meet that expectation. Why do I have to? And like, the funny thing is that some women, they want to price themselves as Gucci, right? But then they want to settle with a nigga who that has a Sirens fucking bank account or Sirens.
Sirens is popping right now, though.
Okay, but if you want to be treated like Gucci, you're not going to settle for fucking Sirens. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And then start getting mad and catching an attitude because your man is treating you like a Sirens top and not like a Gucci fucking purse or hat or whatever the fuck. It's just
it's a metaphor.
But it's just, you can't lower your price tag so that other people can afford you. So the minute that you do that, you can't be bashing your man, having your girls in your family, looking at your man like an enemy, because at the end of the day, you look stupid, because guess what, sis? You're still choking on his dick at the end of the night. You're still fucking you're still letting him get bust inside of you and having his kids. So... You know what I mean? And
Did you just say she's still choking on his dick at the end of the night?
But
Yo, you came in here guns fucking blazing. Yo, G, you couldn't tell me wear bulletproof vest or something? I'm hungover trying to sit in my chair without falling over. And you're fucking, I'm just like, okay, what the fuck?
But am I not right? Like, I feel like this type of behavior from us women, it enables a man's entire treatment towards us. Like, the minute that we start settling for less, the minute that we start compromising the way we want to be treated, compromising the way we want to be loved.
How do we, though, then separate? Because humans are humans and they make mistakes, okay? So let's say you have a good man, a decent man, whatever that is to you, because it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
And he makes a mistake. How do you decipher that is just him making a human error, or this is actually something and you are lowering your standards?
I think for me, from my personal perspective, I think a man will be a man.
Right.
I'll do anything to keep my man from being a fucking, dirty ass nigga. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, there's a difference between a guy who, like...
Yeah, I just hope none of your roster of tins watch this episode.
I don't give a fuck. Y'all will still suck my ass, regardless of what I'm saying or not.
Oh, well.
Give a fuck.
I just, can I put that in there?
Dollar bills. But to me, I feel like a man, yes, they can make a mistake. Like, let's just say cheating as a general mistake. I feel like cheating could be something that presents itself in any relationship. I think that when there's lack of emotional support, lack of intimacy, lack of physical, shit happens. And it's not to say that... men are to be excused because they cheated, like, oh, well, you weren't doing this, so I went out and cheated. It's still some fuck shit. But I feel like there's the way that you'd be able to decipher between the two sets of men, the man that cheats and that will never change, and the man that fucked up, but he's willing to commit himself. It's like he commits himself to correcting his mistake.
Like, you'll be able to tell.
Exactly. And that shows in him giving you space, him putting effort into the things that he knows that you love.
It's just hard because I feel like we are not 29, 30. And they do say men mature much later in the game than women.
Dead ass. I Googled it and it said a man matures when he's fucking 46, my nigga.
So, like, okay? If that's what it is, like...
I'm going to have to wait a whole 16 motherfucking years.
It's all fun and games to say that a real man will come to you and but are we kind of like, come on, you think that's really gonna happen? Like, maybe some of it.
To me, like, I'd
be skeptical. Like, if a man dealt with me that proper, I'd be like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is too good to be true. You probably got caught for one fuck up and you got 20 million in your closet or something. Like,
I feel like a man, like, the way that I'd be able to decipher them is a man that puts in effort, respects your space, respects that at the end of the day, you broke our relationship. You broke our bond. So you need to commit yourself into repairing it. Yep. You don't have any right to demand shit from me. I just have to be laid back, sitting back, and receiving all of your efforts. I don't need to. Now, I say this to say this. I said that to say this. At the same time that your man's putting in efforts to repair the damage that he's caused in your relationship, don't be fucking presenting new hoops of fire for him to fucking run through. Because that's not going to help your relationship either.
Was this the tequila?
I don't know. It could be.
I think so.
With the Perrier water.
Like, your eyes are glazed. Like, you look like you want to fucking, like... So then when do we tell a dude to the left, to the left?
I think for me, like, if we don't have kids and we're not married, I'm going to be less inclined to try and make it work for you. Like, work with you. So, like, if we've been dating only for 3-6 months or even a year, and that's the shit that you're going to do to me, I don't really see myself being like, okay, you know what? Let me try and make this work. However, like Uno said recently, I had that situation, and I'm still sort of, you know, dipping my foot in and out of that situation too. And it's because
Your foot?
dipping my foot in and out, like I'm tiptoeing
Just a
around
foot,
it.
you know.
Yeah.
Just a foot.
So it's hard, and I understand, but like I'd be less inclined now at this point. Like I told Uno, it's like I'd look this particular person in the face. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if we're together or if we aren't. Whether you step up and you show me you're gonna step on being the nigga that I need you to be, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I'm gonna continue doing my thing and having fun and living life, and life stays blessed. Like,
Nothing's
it doesn't
on
matter
pause.
to me. What you know what? One of my closest friends' grandmother told me. She looked me in the eyes and she said, Xiomara, nadie se muere del amor, which means nobody dies of love, and nobody dies of fucking love. Yes, it hurts.
Did you say this to me?
Yeah, nadie se muere, muere
okay.
del amor.
It's like, well, who said that to me? It was you, okay.
And it's the fucking truth, though. Oh, shit. Where did I go? Can you scroll back down? But, yeah, like, I just feel like moving into 2019, we still have to start holding ourselves as women accountable. And, like, you know, just, like, seeing, like, where there's red flags and where we're lowering our standards just so to have this man in our life. Just so we can't be alone. And some of the factors that could influence a woman to say is security, financial, if he contributes to you financially. Let's say you're a stay-at-home mom. Kids, the fact that your kids are going to be asking about their fucking daddy every 2 fucking hours. And especially if you have more than one kid, holy fuck. Like, that's work in itself. Like, they say that a stay-at-home mom works the equivalent of 2 full-time jobs. Kids are fucking crazy.
Trauma.
Yeah,
sure.
trauma.
Abandonment issues.
Abandonment. Maybe he's
Insecurity.
abused her. Yeah, insecurity. That he's manipulated her to the point where she personally feels. Because I've heard a lot of scenarios where a guy, like, especially if he has kids with a woman, is like, who's gonna take you seriously with all those kids?
Yeah.
And it's like, my nigga, there's
The guy that also has 10 kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Like, my aunts, like, one of my aunts, she got separated from my uncle because of he did some fuck shit. And she found a good partner now that has 2 kids the same way that she has 2 kids. And they're living, like, they're co-parenting. Both children, they're living together now, and they're happy.
We just put such a nasty, mean-spirited layer of vibes over this whole situation as people. Like, we are so judgmental, right? And that plays such a huge part on why women and men stay with these people that aren't good to
Yeah,
them.
because it's not just women that
No.
say, it's men too. Like, men stay in a lot of toxic ass relationships. And, like, you even know this particular situation. There's somebody that I know that I really care about, and he's dead ass not happy in his relationship, but he stays there. He stays there and puts up with the fuckery, puts up with the fighting every 2 seconds, puts up with the insecurities and all this stuff. And it's like, you're not even happy. Like, what's the point of all that? You know what I'm saying? And so it's not just
and
women.
there's probably a laundry list, right?
Yeah.
So that, like, I think
So what contributes to us holding on to a man that does not put in effort into us and that does not love or value us?
I think we just talked about that.
We just talked about that. Do our friends
good one.
subconsciously or indirectly contribute to us blaming our men without checking ourselves first?
'Kay.
I say a strong
fuck
motherfucking yes.
I have learned over my entire existence thus far to try not to open my fucking mouth. Because every time I do, it screws me over a million
It blows
times.
up in your face.
And the thing is that I'm just a protective person.
Exactly, that's how I
I'm the
am.
one, all of my different groups of friends, let's just say your man is doing you wrong, call Rosie. I can't even tell you the amount of, crazy, pull up on the next girl, call her, drive there, like nonsense that I'm always involved in because A, they know that I love them and I'm going to ride out for them. And B, they know that I kind of just have this second sense because I have a lot of male friends. So I know I'm comfortable enough to tell my girl, stop. Like, he's lying to you, right? And now I've just learned, don't do it because they always stay with them. And then you got to smile up in his face.
And then you look like an ass. And I went through that with one of my closest friends. But it wasn't just because of the way that he mistreated my girl. But he did some fuck shit to me. And this was like the 5th offense that he did to me. And like, I'm the type of person like, yo, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah.
But once I start seeing a bitch or a nigga, well, no, a bitch and a nigga can be a bitch the same way a bitch can be a bitch. So once I start seeing a bitch getting comfortable disrespecting me,
you're out.
I'm gonna have to check you on that and be like, yo, like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean?
What
Like,
the fuck did you do? Okay.
what's up?
What does that mean? What
Like,
is it?
I'm puffing out my chest. Like,
Oh.
what's up?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to like a
No.
dance move, like trunking or some shit.
But I've been in that scenario, and I was in my head, I was protecting her, and in my head, I was showing her like, yo, you deserve better than this. Like, yo, you don't deserve this. You deserve better. Like, you can fend for yourself. You don't need him.
we can see that.
We can, but
when
they
you're
can't.
inside the scenario,
They
you're not
can't.
looking at it like that. Because a lot of these people sincerely love the man.
Yeah. And like the thing is, like, but if you love him, what kills me about these females that say in these situations, like, I'm so ready to be done with him. Like, I don't even love him. Like, I'm just here for this. I'm just here for that. Like, girl, don't lie to yourself. You love that man. And that's why you're putting up. And that's why you're trying so fucking hard to fit pieces that don't fit in together. It's
this
like,
whole relationship shit,
you
I don't know if I'm cut out for it. Just thinking
Like,
about
bro,
this is giving me anxiety. I'm
have
like,
you ever done a puzzle and like you put in the wrong piece? Like, you're trying to fit in that one piece that looks like that's literally what these women do. They try and fit in this one piece that like life and God itself is showing like this is not for you.
I just start out now because I also have really bad luck in terms of I'm also always the friend that catches the dude doing the fuck shit. I'm always the one that's like, yo, somebody showed me a video, or yo, I saw this written, or oh my God. Like, and so now I just started off with, I need to tell you something fucked up. Whatever you choose to do, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
If you want to stay with him, I'm going to love you and I'm going to be cool with him. If you want me to fucking headbutt this guy, I got you. No problem. I lay it out like that. And then I say, do you want me to tell you? Obviously, it's a yes. I say my piece and I just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Old Rosa, no, fuck this guy. You can do better. Now it's like,
Yeah, now I don't even comment. Like, now I just, like, and, like, there's been so many times, like, with the particular situation that I was just making reference to, where our other group of friends would be like, you know, we need to help her. Like, we need to get her to open up. And I'm like, bro, I'm not touching that subject.
you can't.
I'm not touching that subject. She
touchy.
clearly doesn't want to open up. She doesn't feel comfortable. A part of her probably feels mad embarrassed. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, why are we going to continue trying, like, so hard? Like, yeah, talk to us. Like, do this. Like, no. Like, I learned, like, I've been left with my foot in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then it looks like, oh, she was trying to break up my home. She was trying to break up a home.
Yeah.
Like, not, like, I had to literally check this nigga. It's like, I'm not trying to break up shit, but your attitude is what's breaking up your home, my nigga.
You're now the troublemaker,
Yeah,
right?
and it's like you're
the gossiper,
exactly.
you're this, you're that.
and it's because I'm the single friend, right? Because
Yep,
I'm the
that's
single
always it.
friend, and because I don't have kids,
Yep.
like these niggas think like, oh, she's just miserable.
Yep.
Like she wants what we have. Like what the fuck do you have, my nigga? Like what do you have? What is it that you're offering this woman? Like, you know what I mean? And it's often always laid out like that. Now, if I was in a committed relationship and I was married and I was telling her this, I don't think that it would be such a big deal. But the minute that you step into anybody's relationship, the man's always going to be like, why is she in our business?
And that sucks. I think, too, like, especially, it's a culture thing, too, right? Like, we're raised, you don't get in other people's business.
Yeah,
That's just,
exactly.
like, you don't call the cops. You don't put your nose where it doesn't belong. You know, these are just things that you're just told, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, the fucked up part of that is you want to be a good friend.
Yeah, we are trying to protect them.
If you see some crazy shit happening to your girl, we should feel comfortable enough to tell her, listen, A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Right?
And I personally feel like it's hard to recover from that if that's a hurdle, if that's ever presented itself as a hurdle in your friendship with somebody. Because then now they feel uncomfortable opening up to you. Now they feel uncomfortable saying certain things to you because they feel the way that some women take it is like, you're judging me. And it's not that we're judging you, it's that we've heard about the scenario so many times.
Or even been through it ourselves.
Yeah, and it's never changed. That we're literally want to shake the fuck out of you for you to open up your eyes and be like, you know what? Enough. Like, I'm done with this.
Yep.
I deserve better.
Yep.
I want better for me. And that's it. And that's all we're trying to do. But because we come off as overprotective. So now what I've learned is like, bro, you want to get burned? Get burned.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and save nobody. It's like what J. Cole saved. Like, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Like,
or like they make the assumption that because we're single, going back to what you were saying, you know, I had a friend that just said, it's just so hard out there. And she's like, honestly, Rosa, like, I listen to your dating stories and I think to myself, fuck, I'm just going to stay with so-and-so because I don't even want to go through that. And
it's
my
comfort.
reply, though, was, yeah, but babe, I don't want to be in a relationship because then I'd be going through what you're going through.
and
right?
the words of Jordan Woods, I don't want your situation. And that's exactly what it is. I don't want your situation.
The rise of crazy bitch syndrome is trending more than ever. However, what good is all that cray if you're just going to be sucking them off later? What is it with you and all this sucking? Jeez.
Because it's the truth. Oh. Like,
Okay,
that's what's
I
gonna
will be
happen.
the first to admit that I am definitely guilty of crazy bitch syndrome. A friend of mine the other day called me Mad Max.
Yo!
I don't know what it is. I can't control it. And I feel, the thing is, it's like Hulk. You feel it coming. And you're just like, okay. Yo, the other day, actually, this is like 24 hours ago. I called Ziggy. I'm like, girl, I am so proud of myself. Like,
Yo, she was literally celebrating her. Like, she was about to take herself out to the fucking bar and, like, round up a receipt and, like, celebrate herself. Like, I didn't act crazy.
because I didn't go crazy.
Like, I
This is
simmered
an
it down.
achievement. I felt, I was like, I had a bath. I put on matching pajamas, which you already know is like,
Major stuff.
right? I fucking read 5 pages of a book. Okay? I
The Bible.
didn't pop NyQuil, but I looked at it, put my phone on pilot, went to sleep, woke up the next day. So fucking proud of myself. You think I didn't want to jump in my car? You think I didn't want to fucking call down the phone, send a few threatening text messages? You think I didn't want to make 10 fake Instagram accounts and follow the fucking... Come on. But I didn't.
It's a whole step.
No, I'm joking about the Instagram thing. Don't do that. But if you do see a fake hair page ad you,
With one motherfucking follower. Then, 0 posts, 1 follower.
I got bundles.
Yeah. Like, bitch, who sent you?
Okay,
But,
what good is all the cray? So for me, I hate it. I hate the cray.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a difference. There's like real cray, which is what I suffer from. And then there's like fake bitch cray, which is like you doing it for attention. You want his attention, so you're doing all this annoying shit. You want him to say, no, babe, I do love you. Or no, I do like you. Or like you're craving something. That's like fake bitch cray. That is trending right now.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, and
Because there's all these memes that are like, crazy bitches have the best pussy.
But-
crazy bitches are the girls that love you. Crazy
Yeah.
bitches are the crazy bitches that. Like, listen, like, I don't mean to toot my own horn. No, but for real. No, but for real. Don't base life decisions on memes. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Me
no.
going crazy is not cute. I hate it.
But to me, my whole thing is,
And you're crazy too, bitch. So I
Yeah.
don't know why you're over there smirking and
no,
shit.
but that's the thing. Like, there's only been 2 guys that have ever taken me there. 2, all right? And I've been dating since I was 16. I'm turning 30 in 2 months. So there's only been 2. And my most recent, that was like
So that's
top
when you
level.
had the cast on your finger, right?
Yeah, that was a whole level
remember
of
that.
cray. Like, in the club, elbowing the nigga, pushing his face in front of everybody like crazy. Like, my cousin was just like popping a whole bottle of rum to my face crazy. And my cousin was texting my girl Cece, and she's like, yo, but why would she go there? No, and she's like, yo, you already know my cousin. She's fucking crazy, bro. I don't know what the fuck she's gonna do.
Every crazy girl has a finger brace at home.
It was
because
this
we've
finger.
broken every finger.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm always the one that says, yo, the same way a man should have put his hands on a woman, a woman should have put her hands on a man. But, yo, this man really tested my patience.
But you can be crazy without touching somebody.
Exactly, you can. And that's where I was. But then, like,
then you snap.
His nonchalant.
I hate that.
Fucking.
You see me building up?
Yeah, deer in the headlights look.
No.
Towards what I was fully showing in his face, like, what is this? Like, drove me absolutely fucking insane.
Bro,
like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
babe.
like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, that's just my friend. Like, bitch.
Yo, as soon as a man says that's just my friend, you know it's a wrap.
No, when you ask him a question like, what is it? He's like, what do you mean, what is this? Like, bitch, I asked your motherfucking question. What is it? Stop asking me, answering my question with a fucking question.
Okay, but I'm Mad Max.
Yeah, but that's the thing. What I'm saying, but there's only been 2 guys that have driven me to that point.
Okay.
However, I wasn't the bitch that was like, went all crazy and then later on the night was spreading my legs open to him. I waited 2 weeks.
I can be that girl, though, unfortunately. But this is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not like... I'm saying there's the real issues and then there's the fake issues. If it's a real issue like mine, once I get it out of my system, it's like it's done. As long as we talk about it and like I feel kind of justified with your answer, it's cool. We're good.
But what's the point? Like,
There's
whole
no
thing,
point.
There's no point
There's
to
no
all
point.
of it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be doing all of that, like, just like do what Uno did. Like, you should fucking put out like some steps on how to calm down that fucking crazy ass inner crazy bitch. Like, take a bath, read 5 pages of fucking Bible.
1-800 How to Not Be Crazy.
Yeah.
Featuring Uno.
But
Has social media couples
pervading their love made us obsessed with having someone, not loving someone, but having someone to flaunt on our shit? I say yes. I say that there's so many couples, and like, I even found myself, like, there was a point in my life where I was just like, why not me? Like, why don't I have a man? Like, why am I alone? Like, I felt like God was picking on me. Like, why does that fucking hoe that's had like 35 niggas run through her fucking pussy, how is she wifed up? How did she have a family before me? Like, that was legit something that I was wondering.
An unhealthy way to
it
look
is.
at
It's unhealthy because that's envy.
You think that's social media?
I don't. I think it's a mixture of social media, and I think it's a mixture of your surroundings. So again, I'm the single friend. So my closest friends, they're all in a relationship. They're all in relationships. Some are more healthier than others, but they're all in a relationship, and they're all, sort of either married, they have kids, they just went on to create like having a second a second child or whatever, expanding their families. So to me, I just felt like I couldn't relate to them. Like, I tell them about my single scenarios, and it's just so foreign, and they just couldn't relate to it because they've been so out of the game that it's just like their advice is like, no, don't worry, like somebody will come. Or in like some cases, like my girl Johnson's like I was telling her, I went on a date with this particular guy. A, he was balding. B, he was eating like on the date. Like, bro,
how dare you bald on our date?
Huh? No, the balding is one thing. I can't date with a guy who has a receding hairline. I'm sorry, I can't do it. But the eating like that, like, I visualize me literally strangling him to death. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm trying to eat my food. It sounds disgusting.
Was he
like, stop.
okay? Other than that, was he okay?
Yeah. Either than those 2 things, he had a house. He was a professor. We vibed. We read books. We read poetry. We vibed in every level. But those 2 fucking
a hairline can be fixed, right?
he's not gonna fix it, bitch.
How do you know?
Because I would have to point it out to him, and a
Yeah.
nigga's gonna feel some type of way that I'm pointing out his receding hairline.
You gotta be blunt.
And then
in
the
this day and
eating,
age.
like,
That can be fixed.
like, why?
Yo, you ain't fixing anybody.
Thank you.
You're not fixing anybody.
Like, he's gone 31 years like that, my nigga. Like, there's no saving him.
Don't save him.
The force took
You
him
don't
already.
wanna be
Yeah,
saved.
like, there's no saving that man. But, like, to me, my whole thing was, like, seeing all of this in social media and being surrounded by all my girlfriends being in relationships, it made me so obsessed to have somebody. Like, I felt so overwhelmed, like, when I had good news, when I had bad news, I had nobody to share it with. And it's, like...
Okay, that is a big one.
That's a big one because at the end of the day, you want to be able to share yourself with someone. And now, in the situation that I'm sort of, like, still in now...
Just
that's
a
what
toe
it is.
in the water.
Yeah. That's sort of what it is. It's the fact that he's my go-to, you know? And it's like, I know that that's going to exist eventually down the line, but how many, like everybody says, you got to kiss a couple of frogs to find your prince. I don't want to kiss any more frogs. Like, I just want my prince to show up and we get it on and popping. Like, I don't want to have to go through a bunch of fucking assholes just to find the right one anymore. And it's like, that to me is what was overwhelming for me. And I think that right now I'm sort of flirting with it a bit more though. Now I'm sort of embracing my singleness. You know, we're going to coincidentally, we're both going to be in Miami on the long weekend.
The same weekend we booked it without talking to each other.
So you all know that's going to be motherfucking insane fucking mayhem. But anyways.
If this is Ziggy off one shot.
Yeah. Imagine.
And I drink like an old fucking abuelo. Like, straight up. Like, I'm that girl
abuelo, let's go.
that sits with all the men at the table when all the bitches are passing out.
Playing dominoes.
That's me.
With a hat and a cigar.
Line another one up. I swear to God. With a nice thick bitch on my knee.
But I think that that's what it is the fact that, you know, social media, like I see all these couples and it's like, oh my God.
But
like,
they're not what they
appear because there's this one motherfucking couple that
like 10.
No, me personally, that I thought I knew. And I was like, oh my God, like they known each other since they were kids. They grew up. They became sweethearts. He proposed to her. They had 2 kids. And I was like, wow, like that is so beautiful. Like I love seeing them. They were working out. They were getting it. And then I found out this bitch is fucking the next nigga. He's fucking this bitch. And I was like, the audacity. I'm going to take back all my likes.
But maybe they're happier because they're fucking other people.
No, they're not because they obviously fucking split up.
Oh, okay.
And then now they're whatever. I don't know what the situation is now. But it's like, I felt lied to. I felt betrayed. Like, bitch, give me back my likes.
I just think.
Give me back all my nice comments.
Social media, relationships, jealousy, cheating, all of these things we're talking about. When I think about them, it makes me sad and it makes me angry. So I try not to think about them.
Yeah.
Because it's overwhelming. Like, there's already so much bullshit that we have to deal with on a day-to-day. Like, I
think that when you, like, now if you were to, like, now the space that I'm in is a healthier space. It's like I told you, I'm flirting more with me being single over the fact that, yo, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no man. I can move to LA. I can move to Vancouver. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Nothing is holding me or restricting me directly in Toronto.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like that. I like the thought of that. I like the thought that, yeah, my kids are having, my girlfriends are having kids and they're getting married, but I'm living a different version of my life apart from them. And at least I know when I find and I get into a relationship, there's no room for compromise. I've already been on my own for so long. I'm not going to settle for the fuckery. I'm just not going to do it.
So we felt like here when we're talking about does our desperation as women to be in a relationship come from social pressure? 100% yes.
I think so, 100%.
But now there is a space, and it's semi-new, where you also feel almost a social pressure to be an independent bad bitch. Like, if you can't hold your own, now you also are starting to be frowned upon.
Yeah, because guys are looking at you like you're...
Or even women. Like, I hear some of my friends talk about, how do I word this without making it too obvious? For instance, as an example, if you can't go to the bank or if you can't sit down on your online banking and know what your bill situation is because your significant other is either in charge of it or it's their responsibility to pay it, like, I don't respect that. Like, you should always know where you stand, and you should always be able to stand on your 2 feet. Now, that's not saying, like, if you have a family and let's say
Someone
you have to
paying
pay
your bills? What
let's
is
say you
that?
have to pay for daycare, right? Oh my God, I have all my text messages signed up to my computer and it's tripping me out. Where was I going with this thought? So back to being an independent boss bitch. Now it's cool. I'm so happy it's cool now. The same way I'm happy it's cool to be chubby again. Like, all of these things came back at the right time for me.
Like, I'm living my life.
Shit,
best
high school
life.
was rough. But now I'm like, thunder thighs are in? Cool.
But I do believe that our desperation as women to be in a relationship does come from social pressure. I think that now your singleness is almost looked at like you're the dirty ass hoe friend. Like you're popping off your pussy, like giving it out like Costco samples. You know what I'm saying?
But the only people that are in very hurting predicaments will look at it like that. Like, when I look at you, I do not think that.
Yeah,
but if I was a miserable ass bitch, maybe in a terrible relationship, to justify my own misery, I'm gonna look at you like that.
Yeah,
because I have to take misery loves company, right?
Yeah.
But if you're in a cool relationship, well, we won't say it's perfect, but like if you're in a good place, you're not gonna look at people through this sphere of negativity.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we do this a lot. As are single women frowned upon? Yeah. What are some of the misconceptions that we think society has on single women?
They're hoes.
You're a hoe.
You're constantly have like a bunch of niggas that you're sleeping with.
Yeah.
You're miserable.
You're pushing the men away with your attitude.
It's your expectations are too high.
You're not good in bed.
Yeah. You're unrealistic.
Yeah. You what else? What are some crazy shits that I've heard? I've heard the crazy line. Yeah.
You're crazy, you're insecure, your expectations are too high.
You're jealous.
You're jealous, you're looking for them at the wrong place. It's you. Yeah. It always falls on the woman. Like, no, it's just a lot of niggas in Toronto are fuckboys. I'm sorry to say.
Or it's just not the right time.
Yeah, but I'm saying in general.
Yeah.
It's just for them to get, it's a lot of men in Toronto are fuckboys. That's exactly what the fuck it is. And you can be a bomb-ass girl, like, with dope-ass energy, a good, strong head on your shoulders, not be clingy. Be the type of, like, homie type of fucking bitch. And a nigga will still be like, you know what? I'm still gonna shit on this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, I'm tired of, like, society. And even in my scenarios, it's like, a lot of people are like, maybe you're just looking in the wrong places. Like, no, man. Like if I go to the fucking laundromat and a cute guy decides to talk to me, like, what? Do I have to sit there, bust out my interview paper, and be like, so, Charles, how much money do you make? How big is your dick size? How much, can you have a house?
This food for me so I can see if you eat, like...
Can you take off your hat so I can see your hairline? Like, I'm not going to interview these niggas. Like, there's a certain screening process. Like, the devil comes in many disguises. And, like, for society, I feel like they're constantly looking at singleness. Like, if it's, like, such a problem. Like, the biggest misconception that people in relationships and in society makes towards single women the most is that we're miserable and unhappy.
Yeah, and
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Being single, I'm at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Being in a relationship, you're eating the same motherfucking thing off the menu for 100 years. I'm having fun. I can take a bit of everything. I can try China food, Middle Eastern food, Jamaican food, Spanish food, Italian food, Portuguese food. That sounds like a bomb-ass time instead of you eating your raggedy-ass Eggs Benedict every single day.
Fucking lucky bitch.
No. Well, I do. Y'all don't see all this naked. That's why I'm in the fucking gym. But what I'm saying is, like, that is the biggest misconception, is that we're miserable, we're unhappy, we're desperate to be loved. And now, I will say, I said that to say this now, because going back to what I was saying was about being overwhelmed in sort of the social media pressures, is that, to me, the biggest misconception about, being miserable or being unhappy is that you need a man to feel loved. And what I realized, I started really observing my life, and I am such a blessed individual. I can line up a group of people that just fuck with my vibe, and this fucking whole building probably wouldn't fit everybody that just like, yo, Ziggy, she's a dope ass girl. Like, yo, I love that bitch. You know what I'm saying? That will actually ride out for me, that show me love and genuine love, not fake love. I know the bitches that show me fake love. I smile at you too, boo. Don't worry. But what I'm saying is that
cocaine
I'm a
slipped in that
blessed.
tequila bottle. Swear to God.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of people, like when you,
That
for
dollar
women
bill.
in general, if you're single, you need to start, like, I stopped feeling lonely when I started really appreciating the people that I had around me. When I started really taking in, like, yo, I have my mom that loves me. My little brother looks at me like a fucking, like his idol. I have my baby cousin that does the same thing. All my cousins, like, you know, my entire family, like, they love me. Like, I have genuine love. You know how rare that is nowadays? Like, a lot of people, some people that I fucked with, they never had their mom hug them. They never had their mom tell them I love them. They never had their mom calling them up and be like, yo, did you eat today? Like, do you need anything? Let alone their dad, let alone their friends, let alone their cousins, their uncles, their aunts. Like, I have that. My grandmother, my grandfather, like, I have that from everywhere.
Yeah.
So for women, if you're suffering from this like I was, start really taking in your surroundings, taking in the amount of love that's already in place.
Because that's
It's
a
like
huge thing. That's a huge thing.
And it's exactly what J. Cole, he said it in his song, like, yours. Like, be happy with yours. Like, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. Like,
so many
everybody.
women are scared to be alone.
Yeah, and that
they
is such
really
a disease.
think that like, to be happy is to have a man.
And, like, the worst part about it is, like, some of my girls, they've actually even said to me, they're like, well, look at like your friend said to you, well, look at everything that you're going through. I don't want to go through that. Or they go, well, he's not going to let me move on with someone else. That's not his decision to make.
Or they're single. I have a few friends like this that are single and miserable.
Yeah.
Because they can't find happiness in being alone and kind of looking at things differently.
Yeah, but for a while, I can't even lie, I suffered from that. For like a while, I suffered from that because I felt like left out. Like, again, like I felt like I was left behind. Like I felt like God was picking on me. Like I was like, why am I not worthy of that? You know, like why am I not worthy of a man really treasuring me and loving me and respecting me the way that I want to be respected? I felt like there was something wrong with me. I felt, you know, maybe there was something that I lacked, but then once I snapped the fuck out of it, and I was like, and I think it was you, like, you were one of the people that really, like, made, she's like, listen, I got a ton of bitches that I need to worry about, but I don't need to worry about you. Like, you're good. You're always 10 toes down. Like, you're always going to be good. Like, just pick up, bitch, push through. Like, that was it. Like, Rosa gives me that tough love, and it's, like, true. It's like, yo, I don't need all of this. So I started really reevaluating my life, started doing me, just doing things that I love to do. I started... At the end of the day, you're your longest romance. And like Uno was saying, like, loneliness is something, some women are petrified to be alone. And that's why they put up with being treated as less. They settle for a type of love that they never dreamed of having. Like, there's some women out here that are literally continuing to waste their time with a man that has never celebrated them, never showed them love, never showed them respect. In any way, either cheating on them or putting their hands on it, and literally just putting up with it just to put up with it.
I find loneliness is actually liberating at times because, like,
your solitude is like, my solitude is so sweet,
and you're surrounded by people talking all day. Sometimes you just need that, like,
yeah. I definitely need that. Like, I definitely need my own. Like, some days I just go like MIA, and everyone's like, "Oh, yo, I haven't seen you," but it's just like, yo, some days I don't want. I just want to do me. Like,
so let's loop it back to these relationships where women stay when they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. For us, because we don't want to go on like we're holier than thou, and we've all been in this scenario, what should be considered a deal breaker? Like, if you're in a relationship with a man, for instance, if he cheats on you once, are you out? Does he have to cheat on you twice? Is it cheating with a mix of ABC? Like, what is it for you?
For me, I think my deal breaker would ultimately be if he puts his hands on me. If a man ever puts his hands on me, like, there's some women that I've experienced, they're like, yeah, but I started it. I started yelling in his face. I got in his face. I'm like, so because you got in his face, he decided to curl up his fist and punch you in the mouth. Like, if you're a big-time ass nigga like him. Doesn't make sense to me, sis.
There are, and I unfortunately can speak from knowing this, actually, experience. I was really young, and I was in a very abusive relationship.
Yeah, me too, when I was younger.
Right? And looking back, I think to myself, what the fuck was I thinking?
I'm like, yo, bro, I lacked self-respect. I lacked self-love at that time.
I couldn't even tell you the amount of times my cousins kicked this guy's ass. Like everybody was just like, what are you doing? And, you know, my excuses ranged from, like, semi like that, no, I started it, to he's never going to leave me alone. It's less, I think what it came down to in the end was it's less stressful for me to just take the hits once a week than to break up with this man and deal with the bullshit that would come after.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
That is.
That's so sad. And that was me being young, inexperienced, incredibly insecure, not even understanding what love from a man was even like.
Yeah.
Right? And we've all, unfortunately, a lot of people coming from where we're coming from have experienced that.
Yeah. And I think that for all my females that are in a certain situation that is abusive emotionally and physically and mentally, and you have kids, this is what I'm going to tell you, and this is something that I live by. Your kids are going to grow up. You're the first example. You and your partner are the first example on what a healthy relationship is, what a healthy dialogue is, and a healthy exchanges between a man and a woman to your kids. So if your kids, guess what? If they see him putting his hands on you, if they see him shouting at you, if they see him calling you out of your name, if they see him disrespecting you every single opportunity that he gets, if they see all of this disrespect and all this violation happening, when an exchange happens, when you guys are in a heated argument, your daughter is going to grow up and bag a nigga just like that. And your son, he's going to become exactly like that. So my whole thing is, when you're experiencing this, yes, it's hard for your kids, but you need to think about longevity, the long run at the end of the day. And kids are grown up. If they do something, they get disciplined and they get punished. When they see a man punching you in the fucking face or in the head or pulling you by your hair, and then after you're curled up with him, like you guys are the perfect couple, they think that that's normal. And that's something that they're going to continue repeating.
And that is why a lot of us did that.
Yeah.
Because it was a cycle that we saw.
Yeah. And for me, domestic disputes between males and females, since I was younger, like there's so when you go through certain traumas, there's either sounds, smells, like visually you see something that trigger you. I can't explain the sound, but I know when a fight is about to build up. Voices start raising. You know what I mean? People, like, you start hearing, like, banging on the wall, like, people are being draped up and shit like that. And, like, to me, I started, like, getting anxiety. Like, I'm like, you know, because it brings me back to that little girl walking out and seeing my fucking uncle on top of my mom, like, beating the shit out of her or pulling her hair, and, like, my grandmother and everybody, like, pulling them apart, or my grandmother fighting women. And it's, like, it's such a long lineage. And, like, to me, I think what's really important is if you are in that situation and if you want to stay in that situation for your own reasons, don't be selfish, ma. Talk to your kids and be like, you know what daddy did, you need to be better than daddy. Be real with your kids. Don't make them think that their daddy is like a perfect human being. He's like an amazing man. No. Let him know your dad has his faults. You don't have to bash him. You don't have to put him down, but be like, you know what? What daddy did, that wasn't right. And you need to strive to be better than him. And for your little girls, you deserve a man that doesn't do that. That's not healthy. Don't ever let a man put his hands on you. And I feel like if my mom would have had that conversation with me, I didn't know what my dad put my mom through till I was 14 years old. And because of that, I resented my dad for a very, 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 very long time.
This could be its own episode.
Exactly. But, yeah. But it's like, I feel
so then that's our deal breaker.
Yeah.
For us, that's the deal breaker.
To me, it's like the abusive part. Now, cheating, I will say that for me, if there's no kids involved, we didn't exchange vows,
you can get over
I'll
it.
be less inclined to try and make it work with you.
So you that is it a deal breaker?
Yeah.
It's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
I'm not, that's not that I'm lucky. I just haven't been aware of any cheating in my major relationships. It's not something that I've actually had to quote unquote deal with. But obviously there's other shit I had to deal with. But being around it, I think that would be one of my deal breakers, but I'm not sure because I've never experienced it.
Yeah.
But I want to conclude this episode on this really, really deep.
Wait, we didn't. Do we cling on to who they once were or who we always wish they would be? That's a big one. I think that a lot of women, they hang on to potential. And I think that that's dangerous.
Or the honeymoon stage. You meet somebody and they're perfect for a month. Duh. We do it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
Cling
like
on to
you are your best self in the dating stage. You're making sure your makeup looks good. You're you're doing all this shit. Once you're in like, serious relationship, you don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, but you know what? I will say that it's the same way. It's like whenever I start dating a guy, I tell them, I'm like, listen, just remember the same effort it took to get me. It's the same effort it takes to keep me. So don't ever get fucking comfortable.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
But men always get comfortable.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Do we?
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you go into the fucking relationship looking like a fucking model. The nigga puts a ring on it, and you turn into fucking Yokozuna. Like, what happened? What happened, my nigga? Like,
Hold on. If you can't love me at my Adele, you don't deserve my J-Lo.
but if he met you as okay, so I have a counter argument to that.
Fucking with you.
And I have a counter argument to that because of this. Look, when we're
Okay.
single, we're at the gym every single day. We're doing our makeup. We're doing our hair. Like, we're putting all this effort to look good to a sea of niggas that are probably fuckboys. Now, one of those turns out not to be a fuckboy and decides to invest his efforts and his time into you. And then you're just gonna let yourself go. So all those other fuck niggas that just wanted your pussy was worth you being in the gym looking like Beyonce. But the one nigga that put a ring on it that said, nah, I'm gonna take this girl seriously,
fucked.
you're just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna turn into a fat slob. Like,
Women are fucked.
there's a difference
Ladies,
between
don't
being-
ever let your pants slide under your shoe. That's a heavy fucking metaphor. You know, when you let your pants go under your shoe and it gets...
Oh, okay. Yeah, they get
That's a
ruined.
real thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I have, and like a lot of people...
What? I don't understand.
I get it now. But like, to me, I have that was my counter argument to that. Because it's like, yo, when you're single, you're putting in so much effort to these men that don't
No,
want
I
to take
agree,
you
I
seriously.
agree.
But then the one nigga that does take
No,
you seriously,
listen,
you're going to let yourself go?
None of us know what we're doing. Like, I feel like that's the conclusion
what
we're
it
coming
is.
to.
We need a fucking
None of
GPS.
us know what the fuck
No,
we're
you know what they
doing.
need to do? They need to open up a fucking dating site that gives you the opportunity to rate niggas. Be like, compatibility, 0. Like, effort,
Just compare
5.
your horoscopes. That's what I do. What sign are you? Let me see how compatible we are. Geminis and Taurus, 60% in bed.
Anyways, I think personally we do cling on to who these men used to be or who
We
the
think they're
potential
gonna be.
Exactly. And to me, I've been in a situation where I held on so long to the potential of this one particular person. Like, I knew he could be great. I just saw it. He just needed to be pushed. And I hung on to this feeling for so long.
But is he
based
great
off of
now?
that. No, he's still in the same shit.
See? Just
Well,
go see
I don't
a
know.
psychic.
I don't know. I haven't.
Okay,
seen
can
or
we
talked
get to
him.
this one now?
Yes.
Can you read it?
Okay. So.
But read it in like a way where our viewers can be like,
Wow. Okay.
'Kay.
So has rejection.
wait, let me get you some background music. And go.
So, has rejection become the worst experience in the 20th century? Has it contributed to our constant chase towards non-meaningful relationships? And has sex with no strings attached become our safety net? So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, the reason why I was like, is because has rejection become the worst expectation in the 20th century? Experience. I don't even click to the word rejection.
What do you mean click?
Like, when I read that, I was like, huh? Like, maybe it's just the way I think. I don't ever let something make me feel rejected. It just wasn't meant to be. But after reading that word, I guess it's because I don't use the word a lot. I'm like, wow, I do fear rejection. Mm-hmm. And I have experienced rejection and it has hurt. But I've worded it as something else. Mm-hmm. So we cover and mask that it is rejection.
Yeah, we don't want to admit that it's rejection.
And it is the worst experience because everything from our day-to-day, when we post a picture and we only get 20 likes, we feel rejected.
And now even Instagram took away the fact that other people can see your legs just for that. Did you notice that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, to be honest. But like let's be like really deep-rooted here. Do I still click to see how many people liked it? Yes, because I'm scared of rejection. When I'm dating somebody and I'm thinking, okay, should I take this person a little more seriously than the last person? My brain is like, fuck it, Rosie, yes. If you have good vibes, just do it. And then I think to myself, no, but I'm career driven and I'm this and I'm that. Yo, the truth is, I'm scared of rejection.
Yeah. Has
it contributed to our constant chase towards non-meaningful relationships? For me, 1,000%. Has sex with no strings attached become our safety net? 1,000%. Mm-hmm. Like if I feel like I've got a handle on the situation, I feel good. I wake up in the morning, no problems. I go to bed, no problems. Because I'm really avoiding being rejected. Because the idea of being rejected or even abandoned to me scares the shiznait out of me. And I don't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
So when I read that question, it struck a chord. And so like that was a great question. Like, bravo.
Thank you. For me, has rejection become the worst experience in the 20th century? Yes. I think in general, yes, it has been. I think there's lack of resiliency in this generation. Like we were just talking about it. Like you come in 9th place, you get a participation award. What the fuck is that? It's 1, 2, 3. If you're not in those spots, you lost, my nigga. That's it. All right? Get over it. Try harder next time. Like that's what I would tell my kid. Like I'm a realist. Like I'd be like, baby, you tried your best. That's all that counts. But next time, level up to
Sweetie, you're 4'11". You should not be running hurdles. Yeah. Like, I wish my mom told me that. Fucking Oompa Loompa trying to jump. And she's like, go, Rosie, go. Tried, That's what she said.
But to me, and I do agree with Rosa, with Uno, where she said we mask the word rejection with other things. And I think in this one particular scenario that I'm thinking about to myself right now, I think to me, it took me such a long time to accept that I wasn't the one. It took me such a long... I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to accept that perhaps I got played. I didn't want to accept the fact that perhaps he just toyed with my emotions. I didn't want to accept that because, again, rejection. No, you're not the one. I don't want you. No. And it's like he was blatantly telling me. And I'm like there and I'm like... You know, it's because he went through this, and it's because he experienced that, and it's like, yes, you can be understanding towards someone's circumstances and upbringings and influences and the contributors to how they are, but another thing is to be naive and to be oblivious to what it is that's being shown to you. Yeah. So I do believe, exactly, so I do believe that for me personally, yes, in my own experiences, I've masked the word rejection and the reality of rejection with other things. Like, it just wasn't meant to be. The timing wasn't right. Like, no, bitch, he's just not that into you. Like that movie. Have you seen that movie? Yeah. I love that movie. But it's just, he's just not that into you. Like, it just wasn't meant to be. That's it. You move on with your life. And I felt like when I finally, like, sat down with myself, it's like I sat down across from myself and had a conversation I was super high, by the way. This is why I'm using this scenario. But it's like, I really just told myself, like, you need to accept the fact that you weren't the one. You need to accept the fact that, yes, he did play with you. But you know what? You also need to accept the fact that that's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection of the fuck shit that he's only been exposed to. That's the fuck shit he only knows. And at the end of the day, yes, you may lose somebody that you really love, but you didn't lose. Because you know what? The real loss comes from them, because they lost someone that actually loved them. You lost somebody that was trying to play you. So who really took a loss? At the end of the day, when I'm curled up with a man that loves me, that honors me, that values me, and that like looks at me like I'm fucking magical, nigga, who's that? I'm not going to remember them. But I'll tell you what, when this particular individual, all the other individuals that have done a woman dirty, have done them shady, they're alone. No bitch wants to fuck with them, or they get a taste of their own medicine. They're gonna remember you, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck! Like I wish I would have stepped up. I wish I would have been the man that I am now for that person." But you're not gonna think about them. And like moving into, has it contributed to our constant chase towards non-meaningful relationships? 100%. I see so many of my girlfriends stay with men that cheat with them. You cheat on them constantly. Like if they've been married for 20 years, that nigga has been cheating on them. And they stay there. And in some cases, there's no kids involved. So what is that? That's just you being comfortable. That's you being naive. That's you being scaring rejection. That's you being in fear of what people are going to think about you. You're literally holding yourself hostage to somebody that will never respect you, sis. That will never value you. That will never treat you the way you've dreamt about as a little girl to be treated. And that will never love you the way you truly deserve to be loved. So I personally feel like, yes, it has made us constantly chase towards non-meaningful relationships, hang on to toxic relationships, hang on to toxic connections. And I also think it has a lot to do with social media as well. If I haven't talked to you since senior kindergarten, why the fuck do I gotta have you on Facebook? I reject those fucking bitches, bro. I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 29 years, Karen. Why do I want to add you on Facebook? Like, I feel like social media just makes you feel like you have to stay connected with everybody. Like, no, I don't. Like, if I don't really, like, we see each other, we don't even really say hi or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't see the point to it. So I feel like social media has put like a pressure in society that like makes you feel like you have to stay connected with everybody, and this life is too short bullshit. It's like, yes, life is too short, but you know what? I forgive people by forgetting them. That's it. I don't wish them the worst. I don't wish them nothing. Like, it's just like, yo, do you? Hope life treats you good, and you move on with your life. Has sex with no strings attached become our safety net? Yes. Because you know what? A lot of women I see, and from my own personal experience, like, I know that the nigga's not for me, but when I was younger, I'd be like, okay, you know what? Well, he just wants to fuck me. Okay, I'll let him fuck me, and then maybe it'll turn into something. No. Like, that's just a safety net because you don't want to feel rejected. Like, him telling you, hey, like, nah, I'm not down to wife you, but I'm down to fuck you. Yeah. So you're down to let me lay...
Booty calls are the biggest safety net.
Yeah. So you're down to let me lay up with you in bed, but you're not down to bring me home to your family. So I'm confused. Like, if I'm not worthy of being wifed by you, then I shouldn't be worthy of fucking you either. So I feel like women and men themselves chase after sex with no strings attached, because there's a safety net to not be rejected, to not get their heart broken, to not be played, to not be curved, to not be all of these negative scenarios that could possibly happen. But then you shut yourself off from the beautiful things that could possibly happen as well, like a meaningful connection, you know, someone that respects you, someone that truly values you, loves you, respects you, really fucks with you. Like,
and this is the reason why this episode was called Why Are You Crying? Because there's all these beautiful things out there beyond the horizon.
Exactly.
You just dig a little deeper.
Dig a little deeper.
Be a little stronger.
Exactly.
The outro track was Be Careful from Cardi B.
Yes.
I love that.
I think that's a great track.
That was a very therapeutic episode, I think, for you, Ziggy. I'm like about to pass out. I survived an episode hungover. I'm having like hot flashes. We also celebrated Cinco de Mayo together.
Yes.
I have socks on that have tacos. What else? I think that's it. You feel good?
I feel good.
I feel good too.
good.
This was another episode of
the
Don't Tell Your Wife podcast.
You know what it is. Ziggy.
Uno.
Out.
Peace.